So don't let any fact checkers from Snopes or any of those other, bullshit websites that want to come along after the fact and tell you that you didn't hear what you just heard or saw what you just saw, and that there's no such thing as criminalizing mean words in Canada. There is. Let's move on from these walking, talking memes and get into the Culture Corner. What do you say?
Please.
Culture
Canadians.
Corner. Staying on brand with this group of individuals.
The Poochie.
We have within the last couple weeks. This was early May. I know we're a little bit late on this, but this is once you see it, you can't unsee it kind of thing. So even if we show you this thing in 20 years, you're gonna remember that you saw this. We have Canadian politician Kristen Wong-Tam, who uses the pseudo pronouns they, them, proposes legislation to criminalize offensive remarks within 100 meters of a drag queen story hour.
Quick question, Dane.
What?
Does it really say pronouns? They, them?
What are you talking about?
You just said whatever her name was, Wong. I heard Wong.
Yeah, I don't know if what I just read was a tweet from, so that is his characterization of it. I don't know if she personally uses those pronouns or if he's just saying that like she uses them for other people.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
okay.
I have no idea.
I was just a little concerned
in this.
It seems if she did say that, she was already leaning definitely one way.
In this 30-second clip that we're getting ready to play, I did not hear herself refer to herself as they, them. That's all I'm saying. But I would not be remotely surprised.
Quick question, side note. If they, them refer to themselves as bug, if I commit murder, did I just squish a bug?
Yes.
That's just
biology.
That'd be my defense.
That's biology and social constructs, David.
Clearly.
So we're going to let you hear from Canadian politician Kristen Wong-Tam for 30 seconds. She's going to tell you that in Canada, sorry to inform you, Canadians and people who maybe wanted to visit the Great White North, Canada has fallen. Because now in Canada, you can get thrown in jail for saying mean words to the special rainbow people. Let's hear what Wong-Tam has to say about this particular policy.
Firstly, it enables the Attorney General to create a 2S LGBTQI+ community safety zone to prohibit within 100 meters of the property any homophobic, transphobic act of intimidation, threat, offensive threats, offensive remarks, protest, disturbance, and distribution of hate propaganda within the meaning of the criminal code. It also comes with it a penalty of $25,000 if prosecuted successfully.
So you heard that right. When people say, and I know because I remember in 2018 or 2017 when Jordan Peterson really started to pop off, because again, what got Jordan Peterson famous was simply saying that free speech is free speech, and you calling yourself whatever you want to call yourself is one thing. But if you're going to threatening me with throwing me in a cage for not properly pronouncing you, that's where I draw the line, because that's compelled speech that utterly and completely flies in the face of the concept of free speech. And I'm not doing it. And he called their bluff and said, good, throw me in the cage. And they didn't do it because they're cowards. Fundamentally, they are always, at the end of the day, cowards. They talk a big game and they act tough, not unlike the meme we just talked about. But they're cowards. But when the Jordan Peterson thing happened, there was a flood of articles that came out, fact-checking articles. It's a myth. You're not going to jail for, mean words in Canada and blah, blah, blah. Well, you just heard Miss Wong-Tam, in her own words, she said in that long list of prohibited actions within 100 meters of a drag queen story hour, that for, quote, offensive remarks within the meaning of the criminal code, you can be prosecuted up to and including $20,000 fines. Now, that means that mean words, offensive remarks, and again, remember, this is offensive remarks to people who make it a career out of finding offense in everything. So, breathing too heavily to where they could hear it is probably an offensive remark. offensive remarks
Man breathing.
are criminalized in Canada, at least where I don't know what Wong Tam is. I don't know if she's like,
Same the name.
I don't know if she's a federal politician, a state politician, a county, a local, school board person. I have no idea what her level of power is. So whatever policy she wants, I don't know how far across Canada it spreads, but that's it. So don't let any fact checkers from Snopes or any of those other, bullshit websites that want to come along after the fact and tell you that you didn't hear what you just heard or saw what you just saw, and that there's no such thing as criminalizing mean words in Canada. There is, at least where I'm going to do it so David laughs again, where Wong Tam is the premier of that area, is the chief prefect in charge. Yeah, can't do that. Can't do that. And by the way, I'm hoping. I think Nameless Faceless Guy does put up the videos when we play clips like this. Look at the clown show behind her. That's like.
I hope he puts it.
This is,
or is it this side? Was this better?
if the people in this clip did not actually look like real human beings, I would think that this was a South Park clip. I mean, Trey Parker and Matt Stone have their work cut out for themselves if they're going to keep up with this craziness to try to one up it for a new segment, because this is something else.
Well, seeing as Dane's cut into my time on this particular subject, I just want to explain myself. When you say Wong Tam,
I didn't say it like that.
You said Wong Tam.
Yeah.
You said Wong Tam.
I said Wong Tam.
It's like, why are you late? Because I got the Wong Tam.
David?
It's not my fault. You need to not name yourself in a stereotypical way. That's your fault. That's Dick Johnson. That's fucking Mike Hunt. That's ridiculous.
David, are you suggesting that people from other cultures should not?
They should be aware of how their names are said in other cultures. That's being socially woke. Wake up, people.
Listen,
anyway,
I am not co-signing that particular position of David. So,
why were you late? Wrong time. Anyway, my psychosis. All I have to tack onto that is the prophet George Carlin, or what do they call him when he was alive?
Comedian?
Oh, comedian. George Carlin said that they're trying to control speech because speech is language and you think in language. Therefore, if they can control speech, they can control. Let me take that one more time. If they can control speech, they can control your thoughts because you think in language. Speech equals language, language equals thought. There you go. So if they can control what you say out loud, eventually over time, they can control what you think, which becomes newspeak, right, Dane? Very Orwellian, very weird that they could predict this, that they can control how you do things. And that's why Jordan Peterson, as he mentioned so succinctly, said what he said. Like he said, I will not be compelled to call somebody something. I will call you what you asked me to call you as a respect. I think this is his standpoint, and I'm paraphrasing, so correct me if I'm wrong. He said, I will call you what you wish to be called out of respect for you as a human being, but I will not be told by any authority figure what I have to call you. And that's the difference. I am free to act of my own volition, therefore reality remains. But if I'm compelled to engage in a false reality, that is where the thread of reality crumbles. Bet you didn't think I was going to say shit like that when I started this whole diatribe off with Wong Tam.
Again, just for posterity, I'm laughing at uncomfortable.
You don't have to explain
laughter.
why you laughed. It was funny. That's the whole point. Controlled speech. Stop explaining. Stop explaining your white guilt. I get it. We all get it. You're white. You're guilty.
But besides,
fucking move on.
besides with our last names, which we, don't say around these
Stop it.
parts.
Stop it.
We don't have much room to be talking
One of
about
us
people's
more than
last
the other,
names.
though.